My name is Mia. I'm from Jeffreys Bay in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barre Syndrome in 2008 and CIDP in 2012. So it started with tingling in my toes and numbness in my toes, and then it started with weakness afterwards, or it followed with weakness. And I started falling when I started walking, so I would just walk and then I would randomly fall. And I went to the doctor, but he diagnosed me with growing pains, and he said I will go to a neurologist if it continues the next year when the medical aid is paying. And it just continued to get worse and worse and worse, and we went away for the weekend and it started getting so bad, so I couldn't walk anymore. I really struggled to walk. And my parents phoned the doctor again and he told them, okay, sure, I should go to the emergency room. So we went there and I got diagnosed with Guillain-Barre Syndrome after an MRI, which excluded everything. They treated me with Polygam, IVIG. So they treated me with that for 5 days and a lot of physical therapy afterwards as well. And I started exercising with a biokineticist 2 years afterwards as well. So that really helped me a lot. I started running again. I played hockey. I still had a little bit of numbness, and I got fatigued very quickly. But I managed that as well. So I think I was 100% recovered. And then 4 years later, I got diagnosed with CIDP. I was an exchange student in 2012 in July, and I came to Germany and for a month. And I went back home, and a month later, I felt something was wrong. And I went to the doctor, but it wasn't exactly the same as Guillain-Barre. So I felt numbness again, and when I ran, it felt my whole body was so heavy. And I struggled to walk afterwards, but I wasn't paralyzed with CIDP. I just struggled. And we went to the neurologist again, and then he diagnosed me. So I got IVIG every 3 weeks for about almost a year, I would say. And I had a lot of physical therapy. I had to go out of school for the rest of the year because our years are from January to December, and that was August, beginning of September. So I had to go out of school for the rest of the year, and I had to repeat my year the next year. So that was horrible for me. That was really, really bad for me. I think that was my worst point of CIDP, was that. And so I had to go out of school, and I got IVIG every 3 weeks still when I went back to school as well. And I had some relapses, some small relapses. So then I would be fine, and then I would walk with a cane. Or I wouldn't be fine, but I would be okay. And then I would have to walk with a cane afterwards. And there was a point where I was in a wheelchair at school as well. So I could walk at home, but I just had to go to school in a wheelchair. So I got it every 3 weeks, so I got it quite frequently. I think the normal is 4 weeks, I think. So it didn't feel that like a roller coaster like that much, but it did definitely. Sometimes it felt as if like working out. And so it felt like as if I needed my juice again. Yeah. Okay, so they stopped the IVIG, I started getting better, and today I still get fatigued real quick, and I still have numbness in my toes and finger points, and yeah, so I still have numbness there as well, and I not struggle to write, but I don't write like normally. So I write a little bit differently, but I'm not struggling to write. My hands are getting tired when I write too much, but I think that's normal. And so today I'm fine. I really am fine. I've got diagnosed with arthritis as well and fibromyalgia. After GBS, I struggled with depression as well, but that's also better now. I think that's a part of the whole process, is a little bit of depression, because you go through so much, and then when you're recovered, everybody went through it already, so everybody's fine, and then it suddenly hits you like, okay, I just had that. But I enjoyed my first year of studying, and I felt like a student and a young person for once. So when I was 12, I got GBS, and then after that, my mom and I sat in front of the computer and we researched support groups. And we came across a foundation support group, and I immediately registered to receive the newsletters and everything. And that was like my highlight, to receive the newsletter in the mail, because it was the only mail I got, and then it was the newsletter mail. So it was my highlight of every 3 months, 4 months. I really think my parents benefited from the caregiver pages that they hand out, the caregiver booklets, and they've got a very good program for children as well, a very, very good one, so you can actually understand what it is that you've got. So it's not just a couple of words on a page, you can really understand it. When I got GBS, a lady came to me and she told me, "You're gonna be fine, my mother had it as well." And I was like, "Oh really, how is she?" And she's like, "Oh no dear, she died of it." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." And then I decided, well, I want to be the person who tells everybody, "You're not gonna die, look at me, you're gonna be fine." So I told my parents one day, I really want to be a liaison. I really think that this won't happen without a reason. I think the foundation is a wonderful organization. They would go out of your way to support you when you're in your lowest place, and I think when you're in that place, you really need someone to tell you you're gonna be okay. Even if you don't know, you need to know you're gonna be okay. And that's the important thing of the foundation, is that they will really walk this road with you, and the liaisons will go out of their way to walk it with you. And I think that is very important in a recovery process.